Maybe. Let me see. Maybe I start with something else. You want to know a little funny moment? This was like hilarious to me. I don't know why. This is hilarious to me. So apparently, and Gran like told me about this. Gran was like, "Yo, did you?" No, actually, Gran and AJ told me. They're like, "Yo, did you see that clip with like someone thinking that someone is you?" And I'm like, "Bro, what did this court guy do again?" You know, there's a guy at court for Diddy, and apparently, you know, I don't know if he's cosplaying as me. I don't know what it is, but I have no issue with him. But that was a thing. People were like, "Yo, like, you have I don't want to call it an impersonator, but whatever." Apparently, and this guy's not an impersonator because I think you guys know him. If you guys don't know, Queen's Flip of the Joe Budden podcast, he was out and about. You know, he's a pretty funny prankster. He's been around for a while doing a lot of things. You know, he's a New York guy. And apparently he goes out and they mistake him for me, right? Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. And to my one chat nigga who saw me in Atlantic City, yo, y'all got to start telling the people Big Ak is down like 60 pounds. Big Ak is not looking with some huge ass belly just looking crazy, okay? Again, number one, I'm proud of my weight loss journey. Number two, I think I distinctly look different than these niggas y'all comparing me to. See, I got to get closer doppelgangers. Y'all can't call any fat nigga with a fitted me. But I am flattered, okay? And put it like this. The reason why I like it, all it tells me, I'm the most famous of all the fat niggas with a fitted. So I'm cool. That's all I look at it as. Shout out to Queen's Flip. He was a good sport. But a drunk woman, yo, the captions that Graham be writing up is crazy. He says Queen's Flip gets mistaken for Akademiks by a shade room demon. A shade room demon. Let's watch.
That's not nice.
I'm a married woman. I'm respectable. But you're mean.
I am mean.
You talk about my favorite people.
Who?
They're celebrities.
Yo, my man is so confused. Huh?
I think you're talking about the wrong guy.
Are you academic?
What I'm saying is that you
Are
took
you
a picture.
academic? Yes or no?
You hurt my feelings.
Okay,
I would
but
have
you're
said better.
mean. Sound like a mean and a mean
Yeah,
man.
but I only called on because my homegirl gave me the
No,
look.
look, I'm gonna show you. I didn't blast you.
You blasted me in my feelings.
Look, that's all I got.
She violated me?
I didn't blast
What's
you.
it? Just say good.
Look, I'll show you. That's my last one, and that's you. That's academic. He talks about.
That's not academic. I'm not academic.
Yes, you are.
Yo, I'm not Akademiks. Yes, you are. Nah, that's crazy. Yo, Quiz Flip. That's crazy. I'm not Akademiks. Yes, you are.
Violated me?
I didn't blast
What's
you.
it? Just say good.
Look, I'll show you.
Now, it looked like she might have took a picture with him and like, a fan might be like, "Hey, can I take a picture?" I take pictures with everybody. Take a picture, but who knows? She might have wrote a nasty caption. But I guess she maybe wrote the nasty caption like, "Yeah, I seen this bitch ass nigga Akademiks," and looked like somebody probably, kind of noted it. And Queen's Flip confronted her, and she's saying, "Yeah, I didn't really blast you, Akademiks." And he's like, "Whoa, hold on, I'm not Akademiks."
Homegirl gave me the
No,
look.
look, I'm gonna show you. I didn't blast you.
You blasted me in my
Look,
feelings.
that's all I got.
She violated me?
I didn't blast
What's
you.
it? Just say good.
Look, I'll show you. That's my last one, and that's you. That's academic. He talks about.
That's not academic. I'm not academic.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
See?
you are.
You're the wrong guy.
No, I'm not. You got the wrong guy.
Follow you. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
She got OKC on.
It's the wrong guy.
I never gave a fuck. Can you take my picture?
But I'm not Akademiks.
What's your name?
My name is Queen's Flip.
He look like. No, you're not Queen Flip.
I am Queen.
No, Queen Flip fucks with people all day. I follow him too.
I'm Queen's Flip. I'm not.
I follow him too. That's him. Yo, drunkenly, she wanted to meet me. Yo, shorty, Big Ak is all the way outside, okay? I'm not some just thing you see on TikTok, okay? Ask them TDE niggas. They're seeing me live and in person. I'm everywhere now. I'm everywhere like bird shit. I'm everywhere. I'll see you, baby girl, and we'll take a nice picture. Shout out to the Shade Room, single baby mamas. I love y'all over there. I love y'all over there. Don't listen to Grant. I love y'all over there. You will be able to take a picture with me soon. Queen's Flip, thanks for treating her with the utmost respect, even though I understand why you need to clarify that you're not me. Not only that, you have your own brand. But listen, being me, it does come with some shit. You ain't catching me out here dolo, okay? Listen, I know my worth and I move like my wage, okay? You catch me, we gonna be with them things, okay?
Academics.
You're not him. Can I take a picture?
You're not taking a picture thinking I'm Academics, no.
You're not Queen Flip. No, because I want your
Yeah,
picture.
see? Look, listen to your homegirl.
This
She
my
right.
sister.
I love her. Yeah, shout out to your sister. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want a picture with me?
I would,
But
but
I'm not going to force it. I got one.
No, I do want a picture with her,
No,
but not
I got,
Academics.
look, I'm going to show you. I didn't bash you. I just got to look quick.
I'm fine. You know.
Oh, I guess she had videoed him or something. So now she wants the picture.
Queen's Flip, nice to meet you.
I'm Darlene. I'm from Ohio, so I don't know people.
That's not academic.
Really quick.
That's not academic.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I know you. You fuck with people. I'm sorry. But you was on his show, and he had you fucked up, and you stood on business.
Yes, that's me. That's the guy.
I follow y'all.
Okay, you can take the picture
he
now.
He had you fucked up, and you stood on
That's me.
business.
Yo, Queen's Flip. I know you hit me before. I think you said let's do something together. Queen's Flip. Let's seize while the moment's hot. We got to make the doppelganger skit. Let's run it up. I think you handled this with grace. I think this was good. She's a little bit intoxicated. It's all good. You know, when you go out to the public, I always say this. I don't step out in public if I'm not down to deal with whatever. You know what I mean? Which means, like, I take pictures with everybody. You are public property. When you have developed all of this, when you go outside of your public property, and whether people troll you, whether you want a picture with you, whether people want to ask you, yo, who you think won Kendrick or Drake, whatever. I appreciate you dealing with this woman with grace. I don't think she probably necessarily likes me, but we got to do it, man. We got to do it. We got to do like a Drewski type skit, even though you do skits, I know. So anyway, that was just funny. I know they're going to kill him on the Joe Budden podcast for it. I know Joe going to be on his ass, but he ease up off my man Queen's Flip, man. Ease up off him. And it's just good, harmless fun. Okay, another thing going on. We're just going to get to a few things before we just jump into the court shit, right? Oh, why did Yo, did y'all see? Complex is like... Complex, all they do is bait people, bro. So Complex dropped the 50 best rappers from New York of all time. And you want to hear this list? So number one, they got Jay-Z. So we got Jay-Z right here. They got Biggie, Nas, Rakim, LL Cool J, 50, Nicki, DMX. Now, let me just start off by saying, by the mere fact that this is the order, it tells me they're taking into account success, dominance, how they rep New York. It's probably a lot of things. And I haven't read their criteria, and I don't really care to. But you could tell it's not just off pure skill, okay? Because after the first, four, you get to realize if it's just off lyricism, it could be some reshuffling. Now, and also, I think I might push for Nicki to be top 5. I'm going to be honest with you. I might push for Nicki to be top 5. All right? I think at this point, I don't get along with the woman, but I do, I could call a spade a spade. So I do think Nicki probably should be top 5, but you could argue about this all day. 50 got to be in the mix. I mean, shit, 50 could probably even jump over Nicki and be at 4, even though I've shot to Rakim. Just off really success and dominance. Like, I don't think we've ever seen a run like 50. We probably will at another point, but just out the gate, that run, that dominance, we haven't seen it. Okay, he stopped everybody. It was his time, right? DMX, Busta Rhymes, KRS-One, Prodigy, Lil' Kim, Ghostface, MF Doom. We got Big Pun, Jadakiss, Cam, okay, Mos Def, Big Daddy Kane, Slick Rick, Method Man, Chuck D. Yeah, this is very interesting, but this is how I know that Complex be baiting. They take significant numbers and they put a rapper that you're gonna say, what the fuck? They give you what the fuck moments. Like Cardi B at 25. Love Cardi B. Not saying she doesn't even deserve to be on this list, but I do think her placement at 25 is that when people break this list down, they're going to look at either the first 25 or first 50. The reason why I said that is that they put Cardi 25, Ice Spice 50. Come on, with all due respect, we love Ice Spice. Ice Spice don't belong within 200 yards of this damn list. Come on, I love Ice Spice. She don't belong on this list, okay? Is she having a moment? Of course. Like, if you put Ice Spice on this list, you might as well put Dougie B. You might as well put K-Flock. right? You might as well put like, I don't know. Is Fabio Foreign on the list? He might be. Like, I don't know. This list is a little bit triggering too, right? And by the way, here's the thing too. The LA rappers had their list. I'm not an LA guy, even though, oh, by the way, shout out to the LA company who said, you know, they've been appreciate how Big App been standing on business. So LA company sent me mad LA hats. I have about like 30 of them now. We cooking. I think their name is Cap City out of LA. I love y'all. So when Big Ack is wearing them LA hats, y'all know what's going on. You know what I mean? LA fuck with me. Heavy. Okay. So we got, what else? Yes, some of these are like triggering, right? Because when we think about Raekwon, you got Pop Smoke, they got Mace here, Big L. I don't know if Mace is below Pop Smoke. Big L in terms of skill will be way up on this list, but I get short career. I get it. Coolzy rap. Why do they put F ... Like they're trying to say it's fuck Joe. It's Fat Joe. Okay. Fabulous is 30. Damn. Fabulous is like a quintessential New York rapper. Him being at 30 is kind of, or 32, but there is a lot of important people on this list. And I think, again, they're going off career accomplishments. We got Jizza, Foxy Brown, ODB, Kool Keith. Wait. Okay. Ja Rule, MC Light, Nori. Some of these people before my time, so I'm just going to I have no comment on them. I couldn't argue. Yo, why you got Kumo D at 40? I can't say that. ASAP Rocky at 41, Sean Price, Melly Mel, Grand Pooba, Jim Jones, Styles P, Biz Marquee. They throw Diddy in this mix. They throw Diddy in the mix. That it's triggering, bro. Like, this is a triggering list. The guy, like, New York is a mecca of, if you ask me, lyricism, the foundational home of hip hop. To throw Diddy in this list, I guess he maxes out on accomplishments and success as a rapper, but skill-wise, I don't know what I could give him, but whatever. Pharoah, and then we have Ice Spice at 50. Yeah, this list is meant to start conversations, and and that's my problem with Complex. They've turned from being aficionados into being rage baiters. They're not trying to give you a list that could really have some substantive value. They're giving you the list that you're saying, what the fuck? Ice Spice is on it, but no Joey Badass. Like, I think Joey Badass isn't even on the list. You get what I'm saying? So again, this is meant to trigger you more than it's meant to be a valid list. And Complex, which I kind of do dislike this about them, they have turned what they're known for and why they have a place still in media or hip-hop media specifically. They're now the rage baiter list people. Even when they did the show with B-Dot, the Complex bracket thing, is their whole idea and identity is ranking people. And oftentimes when they rank people, number one, if they really care that much, like no matter what you thought about the MTV MC list, remember they used to do the hottest MC list? You saw who were talking about it. You saw how they were debating it. They drop these lists on these websites and it's always 50 people. And they don't give any context, even though they try to explain what their criteria was. We don't know who's voting on it. They just claim they're writers who we don't even know they're writers. So they really drop it. They put strategic placements that people could argue that it could go viral. I'm talking about it now. But you get to realize this is a sad place for a media company to land. You landed on the place where you're making lists to piss people off in the culture rather than to promote positive, uplifting, commemorative, nostalgic feeling and togetherness in hip-hop, which I look at it, I'm like, Complex, come on, man. Come on. Do me and Joe got to come back up there and give y'all an everyday struggle for y'all to have some good conversations? What's going on up there, man? What's going on? But it's whatever, okay? Now, again, listen, I'm prepared. They're gonna drop the what do you call it again? The top media personalities joint soon, I guess. I was number one last year. I enjoyed my reign. I shitted on everybody. I addressed what I need to address. I did Complex too while they gave me number one. This year, chat, if I ain't top 10, fuck it. Okay? I'm one of them niggas, I took the Grammy home and pissed in it. So I'm good. I just had to get mine off while I was number one. When I'm not number one, I'm gonna look at a new number one. It's probably gonna be Kai. Yeah, I think they're gonna give it a Kai. Yeah. Well, I wonder if they do give it a Kai. If they give it a Kai, I don't know. Because the hip-hop niggas are super mad that Kai didn't know Wale. Hip-hop niggas are mad. Yo, bro, you cover hip-hop, you work with rappers, how don't you know this? And he's like, bro, I'm 23. The nigga's last big hit was when I was 9. How should I know him? So we'll see. But Complex, rage baiting as per usual. I still love y'all. Don't worry. Okay, all right. That we got to get into. We got to really do a deep dive on this Justin Bieber thing. I don't even want to touch on it now. Drizzy Drake is now. He's gotten his apology from a Toronto politician who popped out to the pop out in Canada, which obviously is the Grand National Tour. And apparently he was at the Kendrick and SZA tour while Kendrick is crip walking, talking about not like us. Now, he apologized. And this is after Drake called him a goof. Now, shout out to Six Buzz, a photo and post courtesy of them, says Jagmeet Singh was spotted in attendance at the Kendrick Lamar show in Toronto. Okay? Now, this is a politician. Now, it looked like Drake, who never really responded to him at 12:47. Okay, so Drake must have been scrolling on the gram and seen it. And Drake says to him, and he even posted a story, "You're a goof." I love that Toronto term, goof. You don't even add the Y to it to say goofy. You just say, you a goof. You a goof, fam. Fam, you a goof. Anyway, this is after Jagmeet has mentioned him 2018. Said, I guess he got a follow. He says, honored. Thanks for the follow, 2019. 2020 even mentioned. And by the way, Drake has been like this lightning pause for people who are running for office to say, I mess with the hottest rapper in the game. I'm cultural. So they have kind of used or referenced or mentioned Drake to try to get elected. So you could understand why Drake sees a guy who's been, kind of piggybacking slightly off of his name and his stance in the city to get a public office. He gets a public office and a battle happens in hip hop, and the dude is at the concert acting like he's going against the person who he wanted support from. And not only that, going against what the city seemingly would think about that move. So Drake says that, and the politician comes back around and he cops the plea. He says, hey, I went to the concert for SZA, not for Kendrick. I was born in this city. I love this city. But real talk, I get it. I shouldn't have gone at all. OVO and Drake have lifted up this city and Canada. For me, it will always be Drake over Kendrick. Brother, you're a day too late and a dollar too short. The cultural awareness I keep saying of some Torontonians, and again, I know this is probably the most I've ever criticized Toronto. Y'all know I love y'all. But some Torontonians, y'all lack of awareness, social awareness, climate awareness, especially when it comes to this, is astounding. You went to the concert of a guy who, even on social media, people are saying, we can't wait for him to call Drake a pedophile in his own city. That's the concert you went to. You're a politician that probably got certain connects. If you wanted to be tucked off away, you could have been in a suite. You could have been wherever if you just love SZA. Now, understand, by the way, if you've never been to their show, it's not like you watch SZA first, then Kendrick. They switch in between. Switch. So you're going to consume Kendrick even if you go to see SZA. But this nigga clearly wanted to be seen. All right? Him saying this now is him now thinking about his political future and thinking about his ass. Which I look at that and be like, I don't think Kendrick going to throw up something on the story saying, please vote for this man. So again, and by the way, I do see people say, yo, why would Drake post this to his story, right? They said, well, Drake's sensitive. Why would Drake post this to his story? Drake is still in his feelings. Well, as I told y'all before, The TDE niggas supposedly want, I'm telling you, they in their feelings. Drake people probably in their feelings too. Everybody in their feelings. This is a very personal battle. This is a personal beef. It's a personal vendetta. This is something that I don't think these guys are going to be able to heal from for a while, if they ever heal at all. So I understand Drake doing that. Also, Kendrick did something similar. Well, not that he posted it to a story, but Snoop Dogg admitted Kendrick felt a certain type of way when he commented on the Taylor-Made song, and he was just like, he thought it was in the spirit of battling, so he wasn't going to knock the fact that Drake used his voice. Kendrick didn't fuck with that. Kendrick, he's playing for keeps. And, you know, again, Drake's playing for keeps as well. Again, same thing happened on both sides. It is what it is, but that was a stupid-ass politician. I can't even lie. Why would you do that, right? Anyway, let's get to the we are now in court. We're going to get caught up on this trial. One thing I should tell you is that we're at what's called summary witnesses. So all of the witnesses that could bring forth evidence and bring forth their own testimony to their own POV of what they witnessed or saw, those people are done. The government has announced in the Diddy trial today, they're going to have what's called summary witnesses starting today until they end. Now, what is a summary witness? A summary witness is someone that's going to tie together all of these points the government has been trying to make through these other people. Okay? Actually, I've seen a nice little definition that somebody pulled up via Grok. A lot of people have been using Grok lately, huh? And I'll tell you, I'll read out verbatim what it said. It says, in a RICO trial, a summary witness is a witness, often an expert or investigator, who presents an overview or a summary of complex evidence to help the jury understand the case. Their role is to synthesize and explain a large volume of evidence, such as financial records, communication, patterns of criminal activity, that does demonstrate the existence of a criminal enterprise. So remember, Diddy's the AUSA has been trying to prove for the longest, this is not just one guy who's freaky. This is a criminal enterprise. They're having a hard time having the jurors believe that, because even us, we don't believe that at this point. Everybody keeps saying, yo, this is domestic violence, right? So they're trying to drive it home before they end it. Now, keep in mind, what did I say? No Christina Karam, no D-Rock, no Uncle Paulie. Who else? No James Cruz. There's a lot of people that we expected that if they really had Diddy dead to rights, would have flipped on Diddy, yet none of them have taken the stand. It's important. The purpose is to provide a clear, concise summary of the evidence shown, and they're especially helpful in RICO cases which involve intricate patterns of illegal conduct over time. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. So they're not a fact witness. They're not going to testify about a personal involvement in the events, but rather analyze and present evidence already introduced in the trial. Their testimony is based on admissible evidence. They cannot introduce new facts. So that's the thing. No more new facts. So the government getting to this point of their case, no more new facts. They're just going off what's already there. Okay? Okay. So let's get to this. And by the way, there's a juror that was dismissed we're going to get to as well.
Are Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Monday, June 16th. And we're here for day 24 of U.S. versus Sean Combs. And we're going in. Today there should be, either today or tomorrow, I'm hoping today, Brandon Paul. He was described as the drug mule of Combs. And I think he's given that he actually faced some prosecutorial fire, he may be in a better position. Last week on Friday, Jonathan Perez describing his day-to-day work setting up King's Nights for Sean Combs and guests, and then being grilled about who leaked one of the videos that he found on an iPad. It was very reminiscent of Capricorn Clark getting grilled on Broadway. Anyway, we're down to the wire here. We're down to at least of the government's case. The big fight that we're heading in it right now for It was about juror 6. It shouldn't. It's funny. The fight is over. It would seem. On Friday, Judge Subramanian said he's out. Juror 6 had said he lived in the Bronx. Then he said he visits his girlfriend / mother of his child in New Jersey. Then supposedly, after all that, after he was on the jury, he somehow got into a discussion with court staff and talked about Jersey. That's the best we can make out from what's said in open court, and that's what we report on, what's said in open court, including what's shown on the screens. And Subramanian said, that's it. It seems clear.
Now, let me stop him there. There was an email put out. So the defense did write a letter saying, let's keep this juror. So y'all understand why they want to dismiss this juror. Lack of candor means you've lied. You've not been honest. You've not been forthcoming. On the questionnaire, the voir dire is called, the questionnaire for the jury, one of the persons said they lived in the Bronx. Apparently now they told, I guess, the jury staff, I guess they probably said, damn, man, I got to go catch the train to get back to Jersey. And they're like, Jersey? Fuck you doing in Jersey? Oh, my girl lived there. I stay with my girl. And that person rose the issue to say, this juror ain't supposed to live out of this district. They live out of this district, okay? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Nigel Davis, thank you for the 20, says, I'm getting married on August 29th. Congratulations, my brother. You know what I was thinking about recently? I was like, yo, I seen some shit. Yo, a one donation will just get me thrown off, right? I seen some shit, and I was just like, let's see if I could Instagram. I seen this one post, and I was just like, it's a reason why I believe, I seen Glorilla say this. Somebody said, I don't care how good my relationship is. This is a woman saying that. I don't care how good my relationship is. I'm going to still text some niggas. And Glorilla says, for real, for real. And I've been thinking about this, man. This is Sexy Red, Glorilla, debauchery, fuckery culture. And I say that not to complain. I say that to say, if you're a man who has a good girlfriend, like a good girl, like, please, treat her well, give her the world, because there's too much whores out here. There's just too much. Like, trust me. Like, listen, we are struggling to find some good girls out here. You get what I'm saying? All of the girls that we're running into, you fuck them. Oh, you put some dick in their stomach, but they're trash. You wouldn't want to have kids with them. You would never want to. Marriage is out of the question. So for my man who's getting married, if you found a woman who could deal with your bullshit and you could deal with their bullshit, they're, not embarrassing, not a hoe, they're loyal, please treasure her, okay? This is how, you got to leave America to find, or you got to date outside your race. I'm going to be honest with you. Because most black women, and I hate to make it race, but these are y'all queens. Y'all people y'all look up to are the Ice Spices, Glorillas, Meg Thee Stallion, and all of them just say, we're whores, and we love it, okay? So, to my man getting married, let me read your full donation. I appreciate you. And I hope that, marriage for you is something that's fulfilling. For the rest of us who ain't married, it's time to wrap it up then. It ain't gonna happen, gang. It ain't gonna happen. We ain't finding nobody out here. Like, listen, chat, let me tell you this. All the good girls are taken. If you haven't gotten a girl in 2025 by now, we're stuck with all the whores. All the good girls are taken. All the good girls are taken. Trust. You feel me? Okay. Who's this? Jay Weather says, did Cardi B's album, thank you for 5, bro, get rejected by the label? I think she responded to you the other day, but you didn't get any mentions. I never said her album got rejected by the label. Who said I said that? Yeah, I think people mistook. You know what? Let me try to find that. And by the way, bro, let me just finish my dude's donation that had let's get married. Let me make sure I read the whole thing. Give me a second. And I know we just started Diddy trial, and I just jumped off key again. But it's okay. We're gonna get through the trial. We're gonna get to through the trial or the trial day. But I do know sometimes you guys are like, yo, there's more things going on in hip hop, bro. Come the fuck on, all right? It's all good. All right. So my man would say, I'm getting married on August 29th. My CA is my username. If anyone could help. This is only towards complete and final details. Bro, what do you need help with? Did you want us to plan your wedding? Am I invited? Can I come? Where's the wedding? K Flock's attorney, thank you for the 10. It says, yo, we cut Kai a break with the baddies thing. He don't get a pass for not knowing Wale. He had kids younger than him tell him who that was. He's not hip hop, but he does run the meta. I'm not gonna blame Kai for anything having to do with Wale because y'all have given Kai a position that he didn't ask for. Kai never asked these rappers to come on the stream. They begged him to come on the stream. They wanted his approval. So to blame Kai for not knowing someone, Kai's never said he's the biggest hip hop fan. I'm pretty sure Kai and his girl probably does little stupid TikToks, and they probably get most of their palette of musical taste from TikTok. Like, what do you think? And by the way, I said this before, but I said it with the biggest rapper. I said it with Drake. I said, here's the thing. Whether it's Drake or any other A-list artist, with all due respect, Kai will never like their music like I loved it. Like, I love Drake's music. Or like someone else like Kendrick's music. Or like someone else likes, I don't know, Travis Scott's music. Kai's favorite artist, he said this openly, is A Boogie. Kai was born in New York. A Boogie was a nigga who kind of represented a lot of New York niggas at that time. That's his favorite artist of all time, bro. Not of all time, but that's his favorite artist. So when y'all are thinking that he's like having your mental space in how we, like, for example, if right now there's an 18-year-old kid that's coming out of New Orleans, Baton Rouge, I'm pretty sure YoungBoy is his favorite artist. He's not going to give a fuck about what Drake got going on. And I only say that to say, I think sometimes y'all put too much pressure on Kai. Kai doesn't give a fuck about the battle like that. He don't care. Like, Kai's just listening to what he listens to. He's cool. You know what I mean? But it works both ways because they're going to these artists or they're going to Kai, right? Like, Drake is like, yo, direct my music video. Okay. Well, Drake should understand, with all due respect, Kai's not your biggest fan. What the fuck? Am I still on Discord? What else here? Discord sound. Kai's not your biggest fan. You know what I mean? And by the way, I'm not saying this necessarily juxtaposed to me or anything else. I think 100% artists are going towards clout, not going towards like their fan base. So don't go towards the clout, which is Kai, but Kai is telling you, he's being honest. The palette of shit I listen to, A Boogie's my favorite. And I'd even say that even in anticipation, by the way, I think Kai's an amazing creator, and he's creative. But let's say, I don't know, I'm using Drake as an example. Let's say Drake says, I'm going to have Kai executive produce my album. I could see Drake fans not being happy because Kai doesn't listen to Drake like that. Kai hasn't listened to Drake since 2011 like that. It's the same thing with these rappers. So I'm not blaming Kai for nothing. Rappers are chasing clout. When you chase clout and Kai is clout, how could I blame him when all y'all want his approval? He ain't coming to y'all. BT came to Kai. Kai didn't go to BT. So if Kai's at BT, like, yo, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Don't blame the kid. We gave Kai this status as the biggest hip-hop outlet. We did. The people did. He didn't ask for it. He didn't say, hey, I'm starting on my stream today. I'm going to do some hip-hop shit. Never did. So again, that's why I told everybody hip-hop got to stop dick riding. Because y'all are dick riding and then getting mad or getting disappointed when someone who never asked for a position that y'all have given him, and by the way, he was going to be a big streamer with or without y'all niggas. But y'all are now trying to make it like he's supposed to be I remember when I got on Everyday Struggle. I'll be honest with you. Because I am a hip-hop person, but I was about 10, no, I don't know, I was at least 10 years younger than Joe. I was listening to Chief Keef. He was still wanting to talk about Jay-Z, right? Like, I remember an episode for him, 444, was like a big thing. For me, talking about Uzi, that was a big episode for me. I love talking about Uzi and Yachty and people like that, right? It just shows you where we were, like, within our lives. Mentally, the palette of music we're listening to. But both of us, what connected us both, is that we love this and we're hip-hop outlets. Like, when I knew that there was going to be other, days or topics. Like I would get, sometimes we'll get the topics the night before. Bro, I was studying. I would go back to go listen to whether it was Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, like shit. I had to get in my bag to try to, because I never wanted Joe to just talk straight over my head with his knowledge. So I wanted to have some knowledge, even if it was outside my time. But I'm a person who, I'm telling you, I'm rooted in hip hop. That's it. In the streaming world, I don't think I'm that big. I think in hip hop, I'm big. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all say that about Kai, it's not Kai's job to know Wale. It's my job to know Wale, not Kai's job. Y'all have given him this title, and then y'all expect all type of dumb shit from him. All Kai got to know is his friends, what he want to do, and do what he want to do. Hip hop, stop dick riding. Please, just stop. Okay. Why'd I go on that fucking rant? Oh, it's K-Flock's intern. K-Flock's attorney said, where's my defendant K-Flock at? Complex, eat a dick. K-Flock's attorney also said, possible being 27. Now I'm from 145th and Lenox. They got to fight me. Act unbig in the chat. Somebody said, I don't see Lloyd Banks on that list. See, that's another thing, right? G. Milton says, yo, damn Act, keep doing what you're doing. That white got you looking slim. You know I wore white today, chat? I know, I'm doing too much before I get to the trial. I wore white today because usually, this is going to be mad TMI. I usually take a shit in the morning. So I'm taking a shit in the morning, I'm on my phone, blah, blah, blah. And right when I'm coming out, I see the scale. And I step on the scale, and, the pre-shit weigh-in is crazy. I told you I was 276 as like my largest point. I weighed myself today, and I was 217. So I'm 217. I'm hoping to get to 200. So I'm 17 pounds away from 200. So I was feeling, I'm feeling kind of thin, and also I'm not hungry and nothing like that. I'm good. Perfect, So I'm like, white. Not doing black today. I'm hitting the white. When I wear black, I gotta cover up, I mean? I gotta slim it down. But shit, I was like 217 today. I'm cooking. I'm good. So I'm wearing white. Plus I seen these hats. I'm like, Yeah, I was feeling myself. It's all good. Who else? Tim D, the barber. It says, your shorts so tight, I can see your heartbeat. Nah, nigga, you gonna see that there's no man boobs in this shit like that. Nigga, I used to have a little jiggle. I used to have a jiggle. Like, the jiggle was jiggling, bro. So, you know what I mean? I went in the closet to get the white, but the ones you can see that, yeah, it's not man, well, it's still a little man boob. I ain't gonna lie, it's man boobie. But it's not, but it's like half man boob, half pecs. Like, you could see it and be like, that's pecs. That's pecs. That's man boob pecs type shit, Hey, Solo, thank you for becoming a member. All right, cool. And then, let me go back over to the other channel. Ray Shelton says, when Axe stated I'll be streaming on Saturday at the end of Friday's stream, I knew we wouldn't see him until Monday. I did stream. I streamed for 30 minutes at the Vibes Cartel show. I did. Captain D Hard, pause. I'm gonna call you Captain Hard, bro. That sounds crazy too. They said TDE told you to sit down and not get up until they told you to when you was at the concert. Is that true? What? Chat. They're always gonna put some spin on it. When they say shit like that, you should just say, Axe said someone recorded. I'm not even going to dignify with a back and forth, because now I could tell, I have the loudest voice in hip hop. I could tell somebody probably feels a way about how I said that or I explained the story. So now they're trying to twist it. Y'all have the video. No more talking. Put it out. No more talking. There's no more talking needed. Okay. I showed up, good show, good conversations, and I'm not here also to trash those men, because when you stand in front of somebody and you have a manly conversation, I take them at their word, and I hope they take me at my word. I'm not here to go online to try to make them look weak or look like suckers or look like they bitches, and I hope that they're not trying to do the same as well, okay? There was respect on both sides in both conversations, and that's as much as I'll address on it. I think I spoke too much on it already. At this point, put the video out. Other than that, nothing more to say. Okay. Who else? Somebody says, you like Officer Tatum, bro. What are you talking about? Okay. Oh, the Cardi B thing. So let me address the Cardi B thing real quick, and then we're going to get back to trial. So did Cardi B's album get rejected by the label? I think she responded to you the other day, but it didn't get any mentions. Okay. I'll respond to the Cardi B thing. I think you guys took me out of You guys took me out of context. I don't know if she was responding to me. I don't know if she was responding to me at all, but I did see a clip. There's a short clip. Oh, is it this?
I crashed out the other day. It was just truly a disagreement, and not only was it truly a disagreement, it was also a middleman saying stuff, and it's like, when like somebody is like in the middle saying something, words get translated wrong. People don't know who said what said this, what said that, and yada yada yada. But I want to clear up some shit because I don't know why bitches and motherfuckers, I feel like sometimes people just go on Twitter and just be like, oh my God, let me just go on this topic. They don't know what, where, and what say something. They just like make shit up. First of all, for y'all to say that I turned in my album and they said no, let me tell you something. My label have heard all my songs as I do them because they always check on me every 3 weeks, a month. They always check in like, hey, they pay for the studio. So,
by the way, another thing I'll say too, we could say a lot of things about Cardi, and I think this is why I've ever got a relationship with her. She's never struck me as a liar. Like, I've never thought Cardi got online and lied. Like, there's certain people who they flat out lie, and then some people who twist the truth up. Cardi, honestly, she's a really straight shooter to me. And by the way, I want to clarify. I know you're like, just play the fucking clip, but I got to clarify if any of this was because of people took what I said. I want to be very clear in what I either said or I currently mean. Number one, there is a change of the top brass at Atlantic. Those people have to gel and have to mix with the artist that's been there before. Okay? It's a new type of system on how they're dealing with artists. None of that means they don't prioritize Cardi, they don't like Cardi, or they want Cardi's music or whatever to go away. I've said as well, they're so heavily, like Cardi is someone that you sign to a franchise, like she has the max deal in your franchise. You're committed to her. You're going to build around her, whether you like it or not. If you inherit Atlantic, Cardi is of the highest importance. You don't buy the team, and I'm using just sports terms. You don't buy the team if you hate the fact that this is your number one person. And if you do, it's going to be hella hard to get out of it. So the current staff of Atlantic, they also, and I know this is a fact because I speak to them. I told you, I speak to the guys at 10K. They're my peoples. They love Cardi. Now, is it the same working relationship? Probably not. What does that mean? You know how Cardi says she talks to her label every 3 weeks? Well, it might be a little bit different with how they check in on stuff. They might be also like, hey, Cardi, this is our outlook for how you should go with things, while maybe the other group that used to run Atlantic used to go with another outlook. Or maybe they used to say, Cardi, you just do what you want. We'll just fund it. Those things are going to be very different, okay? Because you're having a change at the top. But I want to make it very abundantly clear. Cardi B is still of the highest priority, but I do think, this is my personal thought now, that because Cardi hasn't dropped in a while, I think they are trying to make sure whatever happens with this upcoming release is going to be so good and executed perfectly. All right? So I don't know if people took what I said and other people spoke about this, but I don't know if I'm only addressing what I said. But please, that was not intended if that was from me.
So they clearly be like, hey, what's going on? Sometimes they pop in and be like, hey, what's going on? Just making sure you're working. So for y'all to be like, oh, she turned in her album and her label didn't approve. The heads of my label been hearing my album for a very long time. All the songs that I do, they've been heard it from the time I've been doing it. Because like I say, they always pop in and check in and whatever. Second, like, I'm gonna just give you a very big example. Like, Outside, I like the song, but like, I feel like there's other songs that I really, 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 really love. Like, and that's
Okay, I'm not gonna. You guys could go watch it. There's a full 10-minute version. She hops on Spaces a lot. I personally have said I think this got to be the fuck Offset album, and I like Offset. Offset's a very cool guy. I speak to him all the time, but this is where this is where the interest is in Cardi's life. You've been through an entire relationship with a guy, had 3 kids, got married pretty early in the industry, and now it seems like that situation is over. We want to hear what you say, not on Twitter Spaces and rants. We want to hear what you say in music. So I think that's what the album should be. I haven't heard any music yet. I think Cardi had invited me to come listen to some songs. I haven't heard anything, but I would imagine whenever it comes out, it's going to be good. If you don't know, I think Cardi's one of the only artists that their first release, every song on that project has been certified by the RIAA as platinum, which is a huge deal, but also a lot to live up to. Again, Atlantic, new people up there, but they're pot committed to, if you know that poker term, they're pot committed to Cardi B. And Cardi got to learn them a little bit. They got to learn Cardi. That's what it is. 10K TJ, think of it at 5. It says, we got to get Discord popping again, but we need more chat queens and some more chat queens to Discord. Okay, this man just trying to get some ass. It's like, yo, bro, we got to get Discord popping. Send the females over here. Okay, bro. All right, cool. We are back. So let me finish. Let me finish Inner City Press saying what he had to say. And by the way, there was a letter that was docketed to Judge Summerian, from him, where he was speaking about Juror 6 because they did dismiss him. Okay, here we go.
But this guy was trying desperately to get onto the jury, so he's got to be off. But then Agnifilo made a passionate plea, talking about the right to a jury of one's peers and it's constitutional, apparently appellate issues. Xavier Donaldson said, it's so, in this district, there's so many problems with the racial composition of juries. You've done a great job, Judge, but, this is key. And then Brian Steele said the government knew all along that Juror 6 was a problem, but didn't say anything until they thought that he was pro-Diddy. So, Judge Subramanian then said, I want to thank Mr. Agnifilo and Mr. Donaldson for their arguments, and if my thinking changes, I'll let you know. Well, there's certainly nothing in the docket, but in this case, who knows? Despite our filing in week 1, many things are not being docketed. The only thing docketed over the weekend, to my knowledge, was Alexander Shapiro, essentially the appellate lawyer of Combs, making an argument about Juror 6, with many redactions, but at least it went into the docket. Again, that's the thing here. They seem to believe that if anything could be redacted, you can just withhold the whole thing until weeks later. And it's making it very difficult to report on the case. And it's making it very dangerous, too, because you don't know what's been admitted and what's not been admitted. You don't know, what arguments are being made in these non-docketed filings. So we're just going to continue blasting away. What can I say? Now, also, in EDNY today, I think we can say this.
Okay. See, he's about to get into the Eastern District. Okay. So, I thought there was something on the docket about that juror. So, like, the AUSA thinks they have a Trojan horse. You got to remember, one juror could fuck their whole case up. Clearly, they think this person, obviously they have an ethical responsibility to make sure someone doesn't have lack of candor issues. But I think they think this person, based on them summing it up now, this person was dying to get on the jury because they're in favor of Diddy. So they want this motherfucker out of here, right? Now, keep in mind, I don't know if you guys watched the YNW Melly trial. YNW Melly, that mistrial supposedly came from one juror. It only takes one. One juror said, I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas say. I'm not voting guilty because I don't think he did it. I don't think he did it. That person was unable to be convinced. And at a certain point, the judge accepted that this was going to end in a mistrial. Now, obviously, the state elected to try him again. And that's why he's still in Broward County and he's still awaiting his second trial for double homicide. However, It takes one juror, people. One juror. Okay. So cool. So the next thing, well, I want to read you guys the letter. And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm not rushing to get to like this witness on the stand, they're not giving any new information. They're just summing shit up, right? They're just giving a summary. All right. Okay. Oh, this is from the juror. Oh, not the juror. I mean, the defense. This is from Alexander Shapiro. Ah. Okay, so they wrote a letter saying, don't dismiss this juror. And it doesn't look like they've made a ruling yet. Doesn't look like they've made a ruling yet, huh? Okay. Cool. Now, remember, what the fuck? Remember, chat, there's 18 people who's in the jury box. There's 12 that are going to vote, but there's 6 alternates. The alternates are ranked. Right? If the jurors, and by the way, I finally seen there's a website. This dude actually has a website here that describes everybody. Here we go. Diddy docket. Okay? Now, what's important is that this is the juror breakdown right now. We don't know which one's 6. But there's a male, he's 31. He's an investment analyst. Or analyst. There's a 39-year-old male. He's a social worker. A 41-year-old male. We don't have race demographics. Prison communications worker. There's a scientist. There's a retired person from finance, 68. Okay? There's another 68 male retired telecommunications person. There's a logistics analyst. Now, I'll say this. I've noticed people who tend to work in mathematical or science fields are very logic-based. They're very black and white, right? While people who work in social fields, like social workers and other fields of the sort, they're a psychologist, they're able to, kind of look at things in a gray area. So, for example, somebody who works in logistics or maybe a scientist, it's either A or B. There's no A-B or something in the middle. While someone that might be a social worker or someone that might have the understanding of, psychology or sociology, they might be like, yeah, she's not telling all the way truth. She forgot a couple things, but people don't forget the sentiment. That did happen, right? So I'm looking at this. We are kind of seeing some people who work with numbers. So if you ask me, if I'm Diddy, I want people that work with numbers on this case, because there's certain stuff that sounds like sex traffic. It's one of those, right? Where it's like, kinda, not really. You want the person who's going to say, no. There's no kinda, no really. There's either yes or no. Either it 100% looks like it or it 100% no. Now, granted, the standard to find him guilty is beyond a reasonable doubt. However, these jurors are going to vote. They're not going to apply that, necessarily to their vote.
So the Diddy and Cassie situation has been getting freakier and freakier by the day. The more and more I hear about these allegations, Diddy is a freaky man, the king of the freak-offs. And Cassie, you feel me, she was young, vulnerable. But like what Ak said, she could have left. Like, Diddy was not holding her well. This is what's hard for me. Allegedly, Diddy wasn't holding her hostage, but she said on the video that came out in the hotel where he hit her over and drug her back, she was trying to leave one of the freak-offs. And Diddy said, oh no, you're not going to leave the freak-offs. You got it. Yeah. Wait till the dude, bust a nut, allegedly. Then all over you, then scrape it off, go in the other room and rub it on my nipples. That's what he wanted. It sounds so crazy to say, but that's what Diddy wanted. Like, we seen him in the robe. I thought he was just fresh out the shower. But allegedly, he was probably butt naked. I'm surprised there was no baby oil on her or him, or she wiped it off. That's why he was so mad. It was no baby oil on. Hey, man. I genuinely feel bad for Cassie. I feel bad for her husband too because he has to be in court and he's listening to all these things. And I don't really think Cassie's lying about anything. Like Cassie just seems like a nice girl, probably like gentle, innocent, like, and she just wanted a career. Like, man, I'm struggling here because I want to be very, very honest about everything, like my point of view. I don't think Diddy was the best of best people, and I think everything he did to Cassie was wrong, and it was definitely manipulative and all that stuff. But like, is it sex trafficking though? Like, this is what he's charged for. Like domestic violence, yes. Assault, yes. Like probably a bunch of other crazy stuff, yes. But sex trafficking, bro, I don't know if you could say he was sex trafficking. But it's only day 2 of the trial. And I'm gonna be very, very unbiased about every single thing I say. It's day 2 of the trial. Diddy is he's there every day. They say that he's looking white as hell, he's gray as hell. He's, you feel me? They said he was looking at Cassie the whole time. But day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe 2 weeks later, there might be someone else taking the stand, and we don't know how that's gonna go. Maybe like 3 days later, there's gonna be a new person taking the stand, and they just expose everything about Diddy. Like, we don't know fully everything Diddy's done yet. Like, there might have been men that he was having free calls with. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, Act was the line about what he said. Diddy should just came out and said that he was a flexible, bro. He should just said he was bisexual, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And what Act said, bro, all these rappers gotta come out who was around Diddy, like really, really hung around Diddy and was like really cool with him. They need to come out and like, yeah, yeah, bro. You gotta defend yourself, your integrity. You feel me? But your boy Big Act News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And do you feel like Diddy's innocent or do you feel like he's guilty? And we're talking about sex trafficking. Like, we're not talking about is he a good person or not. Do you think he's guilty of sex trafficking, Cassie? It's your boy Big Act News, and I'm out.